Right now, we are smack in the center of Amsterdam because I received a €30,000 angel investment to work on a new product, without any sales, co-founders, and even a place to work. For those that don't know me, I'm Oscar. I love to work on new, exciting products and recently got into making videos like this one. I previously built stuff like a restaurant app and a small robotic arm, but never before have I had an investment. Angel investments are provided by private individuals, typically known as angel investors. Not only do these people provide financial backing, but also valuable advice and industry connections to help their investment grow. Many are seasoned entrepreneurs themselves, having built and sold their own companies. Others may be industry experts with specialized knowledge, providing strategic value through their expertise and status. Now, in September of 2023, I participated in Antler's founder residency program in Central Europe. Wait, what? Antler founder residency? Antler is a venture capital firm that invests in startups. A part of their sourcing strategy to find new startups is to bring high potential solo founders together in teams. I joined Antler with the hope of finding a co-founder for my startup Natural Resistance, which I'd only worked on alone up until that point. However, I was struggling to find anyone I could really connect with. The purpose of Natural Resistance is to help athletes train smarter through weighted sportswear. The sportswear are made out of a special fabric I've developed, which contains pure tungsten, one of the heaviest metals in the world. Eventually, as the program was nearing its end, I found someone who I thought could be a good match. So I traveled across Europe to Berlin to work with her for 2 weeks in person. We ended up pitching to the investment committee at the end of the program, but they decided not to invest. And shortly after finishing the program, my co-founder and I broke up.
Oh my God.
However, then things took a bit of an unexpected turn. I kept talking to people who had been with me in the cohort, and to my surprise, there was someone in the cohort who wanted to invest in my idea, even as a solo founder. It is typically really hard to find angel investors. You'll need to spend a lot of time networking, cold emailing, and cold messaging on social media. Some people attend industry conferences, seminars, and social meetups. You can also look at investor groups or incubators and accelerators, or you can be lucky, like me. Now, in the rest of the video, I will tell you exactly how we went from not knowing each other at all and barely talking to him investing in my idea and giving me the keys to his apartment. As I said earlier, I first met my investor in the Antler cohort. His name is Patrick, and he's from New Jersey in the United States. We had been talking about different ideas throughout the program, but he actually found his co-founder quite early in the program, which meant that he was working all the time with his team, and that made him kind of unavailable for me to talk to. He had mentioned to me that he had invested in friends before and that he was still interested in making an angel investment if the opportunity was right. So throughout the program, I was trying to keep him in the loop of the work I was doing and the progress I was making. And when the time came to pitch to the investment committee, I also sent over the presentation to him. And he liked it. So over the coming few weeks, we scheduled a series of meetings where I could go even more in depth about the idea and just constantly keeping him updated about all the small little progress that I was making. All throughout the meetings, we had a super chill and personal vibe, and it felt more like talking to a friend than talking to an investor. I went through all of the risks and opportunities, my vision for the product and the brand, and I went quite in depth about all the challenges we were facing. And then the moment came for him to make a decision. We agreed that he would invest €30,000 at a €600,000 valuation according to standard safe terms, and that I would be able to set up my workspace in a spare room in his apartment. In simplified terms, you could say that he invested €30,000 for 5%. Valuing an investment in a startup is one of the more challenging aspects of fundraising, primarily because early stage companies often have little to no revenue or profits to analyze. There are a few approaches you can take to try to come up with a reasonable valuation, but really it's just a whiff in the wind. In practice, basically what happened was that I just went to his apartment one day to look at the room, and we sat down together to write the investment terms. It took a couple of rounds back and forth as we finalized all the details, but we were pretty much in agreement. Since we had both been part of the residency program, we had seen their standard deal for early stage investments So we could use that as a reference for our own deal. Angel investments generally have the benefit of being much simpler and faster compared to other financing options, especially if you use safe terms where no actual equity is offered, but instead use warrants. Since angel investors are individuals, they may also offer more flexible terms in their investments compared to more structured deals. One special part of the agreement we did to reduce the risk for Patrick is that we made investment milestones based. That means that instead of paying everything as a lump sum, the investment is realized incrementally as certain things are bought and I need more cash. Of course, it's impossible to specify everything beforehand, but we tried the best I could. I knew there were some things that I needed to buy. It's crucial to have some sort of budget or financial plan when talking to investors. Not only do you prove that you understand your financial needs and have a plan for how exactly you will use the funds, but it facilitates the investment discussion. Your budget clarifies the business model and expected financial performance, making it easier for investors to see the risk and potential returns firsthand. For example, my budget looked like this. The point was mainly to show Patrick how I intended to spend the money and talk through the different scenarios. Finding a solid place to work has actually been one of the hardest challenges ever since I moved to Amsterdam, because I need to work with my hands and be able to make things dirty. Amsterdam is known for a really tough housing market, and the houses are old, crooked, and generally not suitable for my type of work. When I lived alone, I would just do it in my own apartment. But since I'm living with my girlfriend now, the rules are a little bit different. I got a big table right here where I make the fabric with my homemade linear slide. And as you can see, it gets quite dirty. And I need to wear a protective garment not to ruin my clothes. I have my sewing machine where I take the fabric and I make it into clothes and sleeves right now. There's a bed that we had to put up against the wall just to get some extra space in here. I have a corner with some different papers and some machines that I use to make patterns for the clothes. I have all my different fabrics here that I also use, that I'm gonna use to make different products. So I really have everything I need. Getting an investment from Patrick has been great. Now here comes 5 of my most important learnings for anyone thinking about making an investment or getting an angel investment. Number 1, angel investment doesn't work without a great deal of trust. A precursor to trust is friendship. And an angel investment like this is inherently extremely risky, and it's likely that it's not going to work out. You should find someone where this is an acceptable outcome. If you trust each other and can have open communication about things, it makes things a lot easier. Number 2, back up your idea. My idea wasn't something that I had just come up with a week before. I'd already worked on natural systems for almost 2 years without any outside investment at all. So I had things to show, like multiple prototypes. I knew everything inside out, and I could speak confidently for the strategy and the business model. Number 3, it's hard to get an investment, and I was lucky. Don't be discouraged. Without the right network and knowing the right people, it is hard to get an angel investment and even find people who invest in startups at all. You can do everything right and still never come close. I've been looking for investors before and couldn't find anyone slightly interested or even relevant for what I was doing. However, this time I just seemed to be at the right place at the right time. If you're looking for an investment for your startup, you really have to grind and grind and grind and grind. Number 4, don't make personal gains off the investment. I did not take out any salary or similar because all of the funds are going directly to the costs for building the product and selling it. It wouldn't feel right if the startup didn't work out, but I had filled my pockets in the meantime, and it wouldn't be right to Patrick. If it works, we win together, and if it doesn't work, we both lose. Number 5, execute. As with everything, when it comes to startups, it all boils down to execution. Having access to money does not solve all your problems. It is still up to you to put in the work and make your idea a reality. Thanks to Patrick, I've been able to continue the development of the natural systems fabric. And now after 3 months, I'm happy to say that I've finally solved all of the remaining issues to start production. This means that over the upcoming few months, I will have many different exciting products to launch, all utilizing the benefits of weight in one way or another. So please stay in touch, press that like and subscribe button, and check the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos.